want to respond to people who say that somebody is a certain age and they're single, so something's wrong with them and this and that. I just feel like I just want to make a response. And I want to make a response to this because I want y'all to understand that sometimes single is the best option. And I want y'all to understand that just because the world is doing it doesn't make it right. The world does a lot of things. The world smokes cigarettes. The world drinks. The world does this. The world does that. Does that mean you should do it? You know what I mean? If you was to do what the majority of the world does, you wouldn't have a lot of money. You wouldn't be you wouldn't stand out like certain people, like certain rich people stand out because they're not doing what most people in the world do. People who have nice bodies stand out because they're not doing what most of the world is doing to get that body. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know about y'all, but I like peace. I like my space. Most importantly, I like to succeed. And I understand if I had a girlfriend that it would take more time. It would take time and energy away from me to really do what it takes to make that girl happy. But I also understand this. And that's not a problem for real. But I also understand this. Even if I did all those things, there's no guarantee that woman is not going to play me or leave me or any of that. And you could say me, but it applies to all of y'all. It applies to the whole world. It applies to the whole world, man. It doesn't matter. There's no guarantee in this. And once you understand that, and once you see how women and men are set up these days, and you see what other people are going through, and you're already detached from somebody, you're not attached to somebody, like most people going through it with somebody, you like, shit, I don't want to go through that shit again. I know what it's like. And every time you try to like somebody, more than likely some bullshit happens. You know what I mean? Or maybe you can't have somebody that you would like. It's a lot of things that go into this. But if you're happy alone, let them judge. Let them say that something's wrong with you and this or that. But to me, something's wrong with people who always got to have somebody. Because most people who have somebody are not really happy. And they're with the people out of survival, out of needs, out of scarcity. Most people aren't with somebody because this is who I really want and I'm who they really want, and that's why we're together. That's bullshit. It's rare. That's why most relationships aren't working, because people are just getting in them for just because, out of desperation. They're not really with the one they really wanted, more than likely. And some people aren't in relationships because they want to sleep around and whatever. Who cares? Bottom line is, man, that shit ain't guaranteed, man. And people switch up on you, and then you got to go through the detached phase and all that, man. All that bullshit. Life's too short for all that. Then, not only that, you got to think about the people you got to pick from. In most cases, they're already been destroyed and fell by the sword. You know what I mean? They probably got kids out of wedlock, baby daddies, baby mamas, all kind of stuff going on. This ain't like high school where everybody fresh and nobody's mind is all fucked up and all this other stuff. All I can tell you is, even if you do find somebody in a relationship and you haven't learned how to be happy alone and single, you're not going to be happy at some point, because they can only fulfill you so much. They need you to help them be happy. They need you to help them make you be happy, is what I meant to say. Everybody needs the partner that they're trying to make happy. They need help from that partner. You could call it happiness in this case. They need self-happiness from their partner to actually pull off making them happy. You can't make somebody happy just by you. Maybe temporarily, but not forever. Because they got to be happy themselves. People always saying something's wrong with this one and that one. Maybe a person just want to be alone, and maybe they don't want to go through that. Maybe they want to detox. Maybe they was in a long-term relationship and they just don't want a relationship right now. Who are you to tell them that something's wrong with you because you're this age and you're single? Well, I got news for you. Because they like to stamp that 30 or 40 age and single as a problem. Well, I got news for you. A lot of people hitting their 30s or 40s are about to be divorced. So I guess it didn't matter so much, did it? I don't know about you, but I'd rather never be married yet in my 30s or 40s and when I really understand what marriage and a wife and a husband is all about, versus being married, didn't understand what the fuck was going on, none of this, got kids by motherfuckers and all this other shit, and I'm about to get divorced at 30 or 40. The world didn't lie to y'all, man. Now I get it, as a woman, she gonna look at it a little differently because her biological clock isn't the same as a man's, and that's why a lot of women say shit about this age thing and still single. But I'm telling you right now, even as a woman, you be a fool with a rush. Look at all the other women who hurried up and rushed. Look at them. Maybe a few here and there is okay, but most of them fell by the fucking sword. Oh, I gotta have kids and be married by 30 or my life is destroyed. It's bullshit, man. Get your life together first. Then think about that. Because if not, you're making your kids suffer and you're making yourself suffer. Motherfuckers don't even establish their life yet, but they want to build a kingdom with a woman or man. How? Build your kingdom first at least. And not only just your kingdom, build you to be the king or queen. You got to build yourself to be the king or queen first, then you could build the kingdom, then you can have people in the fucking kingdom. That's not how y'all doing it, though. That's not how most people are doing it, and then they look down on motherfuckers who get it. Most people are full of shit. Why? I think something's wrong with most people who want relationships. If you really look at what you've been through, and you look at all the people around this motherfucker, and what they doing to each other, lying to each other, cheating and shit. Something wrong with you if you still want a relationship easily. Like not even taking your time with somebody or taking your time before you get in something serious. Something's wrong with you. Not that person who's willing to wait and take their time because they know how it really is out here. Nah, something wrong with you. A lot of us been there and done that shit. We already know what that shit's about. So we not, if we can't find solidness, and if we can't be convinced that this is better for me than just staying alone and having my piece of space, then we're not going to deal with it. We're not going to get in a relationship. All we got to do is listen. I hear how men talk when it comes to women. I just fucked her, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was his girl, and that was his girl, but I just fucked. You know what I mean? Who wants it? You gotta be man, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I know the truth. That's the problem when you're a red pill. You know the truth, so it's going to be even harder. It was already hard to convince me to give a woman a chance. Now it's really hard because I know the truth. I know the truth. And 9 times out of 10, if you do commit to her, it's almost downhill from there. And that goes for the woman, vice versa. I ain't gonna just say it's females. You commit to the man, it's downhill from there. A lot of times, especially if you're not taking your time, the quicker you move, the quicker it's going to go downhill. Because you're going to get tired of eating that sandwich and you're going to want another sandwich. But if you take your time with it, you might actually have a better chance of making it prolonged. But if not, I'm trying to tell you, once he got you, a lot of times, I want some more pussy here or there. I don't care, man. I just know how a lot of people are getting done. And I was one of those people that you commit and you try to do what's right. Wasn't a perfect person, but you try to do what's right and shit, and you get shitted on. Nobody want that shit. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to good women and men, 9 times out of 10, motherfuckers don't even want them anyway. It's about attraction. So a dude could be just a bad boy or whatever, and your woman could fuck that dude because she thinks he's more attractive, or vice versa. You could be a good ass woman and dude fucking Felicia just because your sex ain't as nasty as hers or something. This is the shit that goes on, man. So before y'all just jump out the fucking plane with no parachute, understand what relationships are really about. A lot of y'all act like y'all don't know. You can't know what relationships are possibly about if you think it's just easy or you don't understand why a motherfucker might be single. Dude could have caught his girl cheating last night. He 43 and he caught his girl cheating last night. Guess what? He's 43 and single. Something wrong with him because he left? Or is something wrong with the guy who stays after the girl cheats? Or then you could flip that shit. A lot of females aren't single because they constantly man to man or staying with a cheating ass dude. So is something wrong with the woman who's strong enough to not go man to man? Or leave the motherfucker that's cheating? Or is it something wrong with the one that goes from man to man and doesn't lead the cheater? Which one? Because the other girl gonna be 43 and single that's strong enough to walk away. Or don't go from man to man and just broke up with a guy. Now she gotta be single. Which one's wrong? Who's the one that got the problem? I'm just wondering. I'm tired of this shit, man. It's time to wake up. Every time I see a topic that's on some bullshit, I'm gonna try to address it and flip it for the audience to really see the truth. Because this world is lost, man. This world is lost. Relationships, single or relationship is a fucking title. It has nothing to do with how you are as a lover or a person. Nothing. That's why a lot of motherfuckers, let me hurry up and get married and they're divorced. Because they thought the marriage made them the husband or wife. Not themselves. You got husbands and wives out here right now who have never been married, but they husband and wives material. They would make good husbands and wives. Then you got people out here who've been married and they poor husbands and wives. It ain't about the fucking title, man. Get it through y'all fucking heads. Get it through y'all heads, man. It's not about the title. And it's not about marriage at the end of the day. You should already be married before you even think about marrying a woman. No, what I mean is you should already be husband and wife before y'all even think about marriage. Not the other way around. You should say, this is a girl I'm going to marry one day. Because who she is. I already feel I'm married to her. The only thing is we didn't get married yet. Not the other way around. When I get married to her, she's going to become an even better wife. It don't work that fucking way. Sick of people thinking because they married or because they got a kid or something that makes you a parent or a fucking husband or wife. That's bullshit. Many people got kids and they not fucking fathers or mothers to their kid. It's not about the title, man. I'm out of here. I'm about to go eat my food.